You're Kappa? You're here because of the dead doctor?
Yes.
I read something about sessions on Mondays. Tell me about this Monday group.
There's 5 patients in the group.
Like 5 cuckoos?
No. 4 neurotics of varying degrees and 1 killer.
Hello, Now Playing listeners. This is Arnie, and I'm here to ask you, what is the color of night? You might be thinking black, midnight blue, something like that. But actually, Color of Night is a Bruce Willis movie that came out in the summer of 1994. If you haven't heard of it, there's a good reason for it. It was an enormous flop. I mean, the same year, Bruce Willis was in Pulp Fiction, getting accolades for his performance there. He was in this Raspberry Award-nominated debacle. One of our patrons picked it, and it is the patron exclusive review that came out last Friday. And because it's a lesser known movie, I'm not sure if many of our listeners checked it out. But believe me, you really should. So if you don't know the movie, here's a clip from our podcast. It's the plot summary of the movie. And once you listen to it, I think you're going to want to hear the entire show.
Well, Arnie, you saw all the cuts. You get to give the plot then. Tell us what happens in Color of Night. I know.
I'm seeing red.
Yeah.
Or not. There's the plot.
Oh, God. Do you have any idea how hard this was to write?
Just be brief.
You know how hard it was to understand?
Yeah, we'll get into it. Just give us the surface. Just try to give people a sense of the crazy.
Bruce Willis plays Manhattan psychologist Dr. Bill Kappa. When one of Bill's patients commits suicide in front of him, the trauma is so great he goes colorblind.
I'm sorry, just the memory of that scene. It's okay. All right.
Can't wait to talk about it.
But the colorblindness does not matter at all in this movie, except he can't wear matching socks. Traumatized and depressed, Bill flies to Los Angeles to visit his old college classmate, Dr. Bob Moore, played by Scott Bakula. Bob is doing well, making a lot of money, but he has a crazy amount of security at his house. He confides in Bill that he thinks someone in his group therapy class is trying to kill him. Then Bob ends up dead, stabbed to death. Police Detective Martinez, played by Ruben Blades, encourages Bill to take over the Monday night group therapy sessions and use his psychology skills to figure out who the murderer is.
There are so many constitutional violations from this cop. It is
amazing. I want them to break them all. Break them all. Do it.
Martinez says he'll fuck Miranda up the ass.
like, I don't have a warrant, but just let me in. Come on.
The suspects are obsessive-compulsive Clark, played by Brad Dourif,
Chucky,
and Wormwood.
One flew over the cuckoo's nest.
Yeah, what was he, Charlie in that, I believe? And let's not forget Graveyard Shift. I mean, we've reviewed a lot of Brad Dourif.
I was just trying to stick to where he's a crazy. I guess he's crazy in Graveyard Shift.
Nymphomaniac and kleptomaniac Sandra, played by Leslie Ann Warren.
Miss Scarlet.
Tortured artist Casey, played by Kevin J. O'Connor.
Literally tortured.
Who, of course, was Swan in Lord of Illusions.
Yeah, I know. The Scott Bakula connections.
I mean, Kevin J. O'Connor, I've said this every time we've reviewed him. His forehead is so large, I only can think of him with like that third eye coming out of it in Lord of Illusions.
Did Scott Bakula get to cast some people too? Like, Bruce Willis is like, yeah, bring your friends, whoever you want. You did a movie with that person, bring him in.
Well, Sinbad isn't here from Necessary Roughness. So.
It would be even greater if he was.
Depressed ex-cop Clark, played by Lance Henriksen.
No, poor Bishop.
This was post-Mangler 2, I think, so this is a step up. No, I guess this was pre-Mangler 2. And troubled, sexually confused drug addict Richie. When Bill goes house to house to interview the group members, yes, one of them's a murderer. Let me do house calls.
Ding dong. Did you do it?
While doing this, he gets in a minor car accident with a beautiful girl named Rose, played by Jane March. Rose pursues Bill, and the two have a steamy affair. It seems everyone has a motive as well as a psychotic impulse. Sandra tried to stab Clark, Richie physically attacked Casey, and more. But it turns out that every group member, including Sandra, is sleeping with the same woman named Bonnie. And Bonnie uses her real name, Rose, when she's sleeping with Bill. So follow me on this, and I'll go slow. Rose, who's wearing a red wig and using the name Bonnie when sleeping with everybody else in the group.
Because he won't be able to see her hair?
But that never comes up. Oh, I'll wait till we get into the details. It doesn't matter.
Well, Rose had a younger brother named Richie and an older brother named Dale. And they were all abandoned. Their parents just left. So Dale was the father figure. Richie was in therapy and molested by his child psychologist, who was not Scott Bakula, a different guy.
Yeah, we never even see him. At least in my cut.
No, he's dead. He's dead before this movie begins. He killed himself after molesting Richie, or possibly he was murdered.
Right.
And Richie was being molested by his older brother, Dale. So Richie commits suicide. The real Richie is dead. Dale, wanting somebody else to rape, starts calling Rose Richie and makes her dress like Richie.
Is that why he did this?
Yes.
Yes. By the way, Richie was 12. Like, just all of this is just so fucking lurid. It's just so depraved.
Yeah, in this movie, Rose/Richie is supposed to be a late teenager.
Yeah, 16, I think they say.
Well, Richie would have been 16. I think Rose is like 18, 19.
But the Richie she's playing is, a teenager.
Yeah. So the abuse at the hand of her older brother caused Rose to develop multiple personality disorder, as she actually became the Richie who's attending group therapy.
And all this is psychologist approved. This is all stuff that happens in real life.
Yeah, I believe it.
Well, the subjects of sexual abuse do often have multiple personality disorder in order to help have a defense, escape from the molestation. A different person comes forward that can handle it more. I mean, there's something here. But the Rose personality is sleeping with everybody in the group and Bill for reasons. And it turned out she was sleeping with Bob. But I'm pretty sure Bob realized Rose was Richie. So Dale killed Bob to keep the secret that Dale was molesting Rose.
Sure.
Do I need to say that again? Because it's fucking confusing.
No, we got to go through the movie. Just keep moving on. People are going to start dying, and it's fun.
And Dale killed Casey, the artist, because he thought Casey's paintings of Rose would link Rose to Richie. So when Bill figures out Rose is Richie, Rose tries to kill herself, but Bill stops her. Then Dale attacks and tries to kill Bill. Instead, Rose kills Dale with a nail gun, saving Bill's life.
Yeah, people, there's a nail gun involved in all this.
Yeah, because he owns a giant warehouse, so it makes it more fun.
He's a furniture builder.
Oh, okay.
Is that what he was doing? Okay.
I mean, these are massive pieces of furniture. This is for King Kong? What are you talking about? Maybe he made those straps.
Rose tries to kill herself again, but Bill talks her out of it as credits roll.
Woo! And as they start, there it is. All that you need to know. Hollywood Pictures. That was the slogan. If it's the Sphinx, it stinks.
If you want to hear that full podcast, all you have to do is be a Now Playing patron of $10 or more per month. For that $10, you get 41 exclusive podcasts. I'm going to be like one of those old infomercials for compilation CDs. I'm going to list the podcast reviews you can only get through our patron program. The Warriors, Hook, Coherence, Monster Trucks, Galaxy Quest, Atomic Blonde, The Legend of Hell House, Get Out, The Lego Batman Movie, Lord of Illusions, Clive Barker's film, The Wizard, yes, the Nintendo ad movie, The Last Dragon, High Tension, Beetlejuice, Goodfellas, Enter the Dragon, The Untouchables, New Jack City, Vanilla Sky, The Vitch, or, as it's otherwise called, The Witch, Apocalypse Now, The Nightmare Before Christmas, Super, Body Heat, Forbidden Planet, Big, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Akira, Eyes Wide Shut, Boogie Nights, Miami Vice, Taxi Driver, Badlands, Flash Gordon, Amadeus, Closer, Dragged Across Concrete, Us, Doctor Strangelove, Steven Spielberg's AI, Artificial Intelligence, Real Genius, and now Color of Night. And a new exclusive review is added every single month. Plus, at the $10 level, you get the current donation drive silver level podcast only for the duration of the donation drive. So right now, for the $10 pledge, in addition to all those shows I mentioned, you get to hear our reviews of the Candyman series. You just have to go to nowplayingpatron.com and sign up through our Podbean site, $10 or more per month. And if you do $25 or more or $50 or more, there's even more exclusive content you unlock. So hopefully you will enjoy our Color of Night review, and it's your support that allows us to keep doing the shows we do every single week, even during these times with economic upheaval and corona. We don't go into it on the show, but I can state that several of our team members have been hit hard by the events going on in the States, and it's only because of supporters that Now Playing has been able to keep coming out every single week. And for over 1,000 episodes. We hit our 1,000th episode recently. Color of Night was our 1,003rd episode. So head to nowplayingpatron.com, sign up. We hope you enjoy the show, and we'll be back on Totally Free Tuesday with another review. Talk to you then.
All right. So much for the famous fucking Monday group.
Without patrons, we couldn't keep doing the shows we put out every single Tuesday.
But the truth is, you are the people that make this work.
The opinions expressed on Now Playing are those of the individual hosts and may not reflect the opinion of Venganza Media Incorporated.
I know what kind of a force group can become in your lives. You tell things here, intimate things that you wouldn't tell your best friend.
Venganza Media Incorporated is not affiliated with the motion pictures reviewed or otherwise referred to herein.
I know that I've got something broken. I know that it's going to take some time to get it fixed.
All movie clips and music included in this podcast are the intellectual property of their respective copyright holders. They are included here for the purpose of review and no infringement is intended.
I know it's against the law and everything. Don't bust my chops.
Now Playing Podcast is an exclusive trademark of Venganza Media Incorporated and may not be used without the expressed written permission of Venganza Media Incorporated. All rights reserved.
You want a lawyer?
Do I need a lawyer?
You're in LA. Everybody needs a lawyer.
Now Playing is a Venganza Media production, copyright 2020, and no part of this show may be reproduced, repurposed, or redistributed without the written permission of Venganza Media Incorporated. All rights reserved.
Is this what you call treatment failure?
Well, it's not a total loss. You left without counting everything.